Weirdest things going on with the Houston Texans in 2024. There's a lot of strange things going on. What a difference that a year makes. Let's get into it in the locker room.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the locker room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey. Locker room. Yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk. Yeah, you know what we about to do.
Some weird stuff going on. A lot of good things going on with the Houston Texans, but there's also some weird stuff going on with the Houston Texans, despite the optimism. A lot of it, good weird. Some of it, bad weird. But there are weird things as we are in. I know you've heard this, the slow time of the season. Weird thing number one. We're going to watch some hoops tonight, so this is going to be a little bit quicker of a live. The Deshaun Watson trade. What a process it was. It took a long time. It was a patient process to get it done. It seemed like a helpless process at times, but in a short time, it's already become regarded and really concluded as a great trade for the Texans. There is zero chance that this is looked at as a bad trade. Matter of fact, there's a better chance that it's looked at as one of the better trades that a team has made in the history of the NFL. And we did not, given how long you had to suffer through it, we did not envision that. So that's a little bit weird, right? Weird thing number two, if you watch the Houston Texans, you've gotten used to seeing Derrick Henry run all over them, right? Yeah, it's not funny, though. Although in your lifetime, they kind of kept him in check, right? Especially the first time. But once upon a time, Derrick Henry, he had 253 carries, 1,431 yards, 12 touchdowns in 14 games against the Texans. I know he looked like he sucked last year. He didn't suck against the Texans. Now he's a Baltimore Raven. It's going to be weird watching the Texans versus the old Oilers/Titans and not seeing Derrick Henry. Weird thing number three, time flies. And sometimes what's going to be a long process or appears to be a long process, it's not as long as we anticipate. You can kind of connect this to the Watson. Nick Caserio is only in his fourth season, which is insane. Fourth season. Speaking of Nick Caserio, the Payne and Pendergast interview from last week has kind of been making the rounds. And Nick Caserio confirmed my theory, which was not an uneducated one, that there was a discussion about Will Anderson or CJ Stroud, and that Nick Caserio and his staff decided, hey, we can get both of them. This is what it sounded like and looked like on Payne and Pendergast on Sports Radio 610.
Yeah, he was actually our first pre-draft visit in 23, and he was here by himself. And you hear a lot of things, obviously, when you go in the program, Alabama, everybody speaks very highly of him, and then you see him up close. And I think what you learn who these people are, like what makes them tick, their personalities. And when everybody kind of going back to like Stover and CJ and these different players, when everybody arrives at the same endpoint, it sort of resonates and it really confirms everything that you think. So, Will, he's about work, he's about football, and he wants to be great. And there's plenty of things, and I think he talked the other day about this, some of the things that he's working on in the off season. And you're actually seeing that on the football field translate over. So, everything that those players have received, they've earned it, with their performance. And, can't say enough. D'Amico has talked about Will. Everybody's talked about Will.
Yeah, they've said that he's everything you want in a Texan. So that theory confirmed, that theory not pulled out of nowhere. Next weird thing going on with the Texans. Texans fans, and this all seems like to be a 4-year window of weirdness. Texans fans are rooting for the Jags to pay Trevor Lawrence. They're rooting for it. We thought 3 years ago, oh, crap, the Jags got the number one pick. The Jets screwed it up. Now the Jags are going to have the generational guy. Now Texans fans are rooting for Trevor Lawrence to get paid. That's just a little bit wild. Next weird thing. The Colts are respected. They were close last year, yet we know nothing about their second-year quarterback. CJ Stroud, 1 season in, toast of the league, MVP dark horse. People feel like he's a franchise quarterback. We feel like we know a little bit about him, and you feel good about the Texans as a result of that. And this might speak to the job that Shane Steichen did, but the Colts, you feel like they're a threat. You feel like they're legit. They had a legit season, inches away from beating the Texans, and we know nothing about their quarterback. Speaking of their quarterback, this is going to be a little bit weird as well. By the way, be sure to subscribe, like, right along. Again, shorter edition today because NBA Finals, and I got some stuff to do. I'm going to meet up some buddies at, you can probably guess where, place I always like to frequent when I watch games. But I'm going to end these weird things. Again, to recap them, the Watson trade's already looked at as a massive W. Derrick Henry, reality, no longer a Titan. Nick Caserio's 4th season. Texans fans begging the Jags to sign Lawrence. And the Colts, respected, close, yet we know nothing about their quarterback. I'm going to defend Anthony Richardson. I saw this headline making the rounds on the NFL circles, and the headline basically said, Anthony Richardson says the NFL is easier than college. So like I do, because the journalistic background, the integrity, all that type of stuff, despite the foolishness, your boy, King of Localizing, does have some integrity. I just went back and decided I was going to listen to the Club 520 podcast and listen to what exactly Anthony Richardson said in the context of it. It's like when CJ says that Nico Collins is this generation's Andre Johnson, he's just supporting his guy. Like, I know some people ran with that. He's just supporting his guy. He's going to go over the top. He's trying to pay respect to Andre as well. But all Anthony Richardson was saying was that everyone in the NFL is good. So you can focus on doing your own job better. In other words, everyone is bringing effort, which is what it should be. Everyone should bring the right amount of effort, and then it allows you to go do your job. So I know we live in the headline porn era, but I see what Anthony Richardson was saying, and I'm actually going to defend AR-15. Did I leave anything out? Is there anything weird about the 2024 Texans season to you? Tomorrow, 2 quarterback scenarios. We're going to get into that. She's going to try to hog the mic. She's probably going to go eat. We can eat spaghetti. Say bye-bye. It's been another edition of The Locker Room. The weirdest things heading into 2024.
Yeah. It's The Locker Room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey, Locker Room. Yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk. Yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize. Every angle's what we really do. We the source. We the pulse of the city too. Landlocked. Got the game in the headlock.